Hello everybody, Miss Smith again here. Before we get started with our fantastic cylinder word problems today, I wanted to start off with a little riddle. Now this is the same riddle I put in the video from yesterday, but I put it kind of late in the video. So if you didn't make it past the 7 or 8 minute mark, you didn't hear the riddle. And the riddle is this. Can you name a cylinder that is made completely of squares? It is something that hopefully you have in your house right now, and I'll give the answer after the first problem. And let's get to that first problem right now. So first of all, it says please use 3.14 for pi, but no, we're just going to use the pi button as we have been doing. And it says round all answers to the 100th, we're going to go to the 10th. Okay, let's look at the first problem. Water storage. A cylindrical water tank has a diameter of 5.3 meters and a height of 9 meters. What is the maximum volume that the water tank can hold? Okay, a great first step in these story problems is always just to draw a picture. So I'm not much of an artist, but let's see here. We've got a circle for the base, and I'll do a dotted line around the back side, and then we've got a height going up this way, and then another circle on top. Okay, looking back at our problem, it says the diameter is 5.3 meters. And remember, the diameter crosses all the way from one side of the circle all the way to the other. So that's going to be 5.3. And the height is 9 meters. So our formula is volume equals pi r squared times height. So we don't really have much use for diameter. What we really need is radius. And to go from diameter to radius, you have to divide that diameter by 2 to get a radius. So what we're going to do is take that 5.3 and divide it by 2, and then we'll know our r. So 5.3 divided by 2, that's a good one for the calculator. 5.3 divided by 2, 2.65. Okay, so that is going to be r. And 9 will be our height, or h. So let's plug it into our formula. Okay, volume equals pi r, which is 2.65, squared times height. And that height was 9. Now the first version of our answer we're going to leave in terms of pi. So that means the little symbol for pi will still be in our answer. And to find that, what you need to do is multiply all the numbers together and then just write them multiplying to pi. So finding the numbers multiplied together, we're going to do 2.65 squared times 9. That gives us 63.2. Here we go. Volume equals 63.2. I'm going to leave off that 0.25 because we're just rounding to the nearest tenth. 63.2, and then we still have to multiply it by pi. So we're going to put our pi there. And then we just need units. So looking back, it looked like it was 5.3 meters. So let's do meters. And because we're doing volume, which is 3-dimensional, we need a 3 here. And that makes our answer. Volume equals 63.2 pi meters cubed. The second version of our answer, we're going to use the pi button and actually turn this all into a number. So 63.2 times pi equals, all right, 198.5. It looks like we don't need to round up, so we'll just leave it like that. 198.5 meters cubed. And that's all you need. Did you get it? All right, good work. We're going to do another example in a second. But first, coming back to our riddle, did you figure it out? We're looking for a cylinder that is made completely of squares. It's been very, very popular at the stores lately. Did you guess? Toilet paper made totally of squares. but it's a cylinder. So yes, that's the answer to the riddle. Good job if you got that. And now, going on to part B of question 1. It says, what is the maximum volume that 4 of those same tanks could hold? So if this is the volume that one of the tanks can hold, we will need to multiply that by 4 to figure out how much 4 tanks can hold. So let's do 63.2 pi times 4 equals times 4. And that did not give me an answer in terms of pi. Let me try it differently. We're going to do just 63.2, multiply that times 4, and then we'll write that number next to pi. 252.8 pi. And not to forget our unit, which is meters cubed. And then the second version of our answer will take this, which is the same number, just expressed differently, 198.5 times 4. 198.5 times 4 different containers, and we get, let me write that out, 198.5 times 4, and then we get 794 meters cubed. All right, those are your answers. Good work. Okay, let's look at the other problems. So looking at containers, Tiona wants to determine the maximum capacity of a cylindrical bucket that has a radius of 6 inches and a height of 12 inches. Okay, let's draw this bucket here. So we have the bottom, and here's the height. And it looks like this time they do give us the radius, and that, like we said, was 6 inches. And the height again was 12 inches. Okay, part A says, what is the capacity of Tiona's bucket? In other words, how much water can the bucket hold? What is its volume? So we're going to plug into our formula there. Volume equals pi. For r squared, we're going to plug in the 6 times height. And you're going to give your answer there in terms of pi, kind of like we did here. And then you're going to multiply it all out with a pi button and give your other answer. I'm going to let you guys do that on your own. Let's talk through part B. What is the capacity of Tiona's second bucket that is 4 inches shorter? So it sounds like Tiona has another bucket that's the same in terms of radius, but the height is 4 inches shorter. So if the original height was 12 and our new bucket is 4 inches shorter, it looks like our new bucket is only 8 inches tall. So your equation, your formula will look much the same, except instead of 12, you're going to have 8 for the height. And again, you're going to give your answer in terms of pi, and then just regular with just a number. And then they're going to ask you, what is the total capacity of the 2 buckets? So if you have a certain amount in one bucket and a certain amount in another bucket, what is the total capacity of both buckets? What operation are you going to use there? You're going to write the total from the first one, and you're going to add it to the total from the second one. You guys got that, didn't you? Good job. And what that equals will be your final answer. You can just make sure when you're doing it in terms of pi, choose it. What am I trying to say here? You have both of these answers given in terms of pi and just with numbers. So you'll need 2 versions of this also. Add up the answers in terms of pi, and then you'll have a final total in terms of pi. And then you'll also add up just in terms of the regular numbers, kind of like this one. So you'll add up the regular numbers and have another answer that's just a total number. All right. And then down here at the bottom, it looks like we have Rodolfo here designing new cylindrical drinking glasses. If glass number 1 has a diameter of 8 centimeters and a height of 12.8 centimeters, what is the volume of the glass? So you've got the bottom of the glass here, and the glass goes up like this, and it says a diameter of 8 centimeters. So what does that mean? All the way across is 8, right? So if all the way across is 8, what is R going to be equal to? And then a height of 12.8 centimeters. Whoops, I wrote that wrong. Try again, 12.8 centimeters for the height. And then you're just going to use your equation. Use your volume equals pi r squared times height to set that up. Look at part B. It says he designs glass number 2 to have opposite dimensions with a diameter of 12.8. So this time, your diameter is going to be the 12.8. And the height is going to be the 8. Isn't that crazy? I didn't exactly draw that to scale, but you get the idea. Again, use your formula. And then you need to compare which glass can hold more liquid by volume. What operation are you going to use there? If you have two different volumes, then you need to know, well, first we're just comparing, aren't we? Just tell us which glass has a greater volume, which one has the bigger number for volume. And then in part D, where it says how much more volume can fit into the larger glass, think about what operation are you going to use there? How much more volume? So if one glass can hold 10 and the other glass could hold 8, I'm not saying those are the answers because it's not, but what operation would you use to compare the volumes there? Would you add them together or would you maybe subtract them? What would you do? All right, so that's all I have for you today. And if you have any questions, just ask one of us. We're so happy to help. Bye, you guys.